I don't want to talk a lot about this, but I think it makes sense to say something about it. A few days ago, Donald Trump and people around him have switched to calling the coronavirus the Chinese virus. And there was an immediate reaction from a lot of people. That's racist. It's xenophobic, so on and so forth. And it may well be, but I want to give you my take on where I am on this. This cannot be allowed to become a distraction from the failed slow response from the Trump administration and actually dealing with the virus. I don't even care to argue about, is Chinese virus racist or isn't it? Well, they called it the Spanish flu. Well, but the Spanish flu was really from Kansas and or France. It wasn't actually from Spain. That's a fine debate to have, I guess, maybe. But if we allow, there's a limited amount of time in the day. There's a limited amount of time that people are paying attention to the news. There's a limited amount of time that people put effort and time into answering the question, what do I need to do right now to help rather than hurt with coronavirus? If we allow Trump to make the discussion about Chinese virus, we are taking time away from the important stuff. He gets to control the narrative. And in fact, during yesterday's coronavirus briefing press conference, that complete propaganda network, OANN, One American News Network, that now has a seat in the White House press briefing room, this journalist in the back asked some bizarre question about, is Chinese virus really racist? If it is, then the term Chinese food would also be racist. And Trump liked the question and so on and so forth, and was able to waste 5 minutes talking about how unfairly the New York Times treats him and CNN and all of this other stuff. Just don't allow it. It's idiotic. This Chinese virus stuff is completely idiotic. But the more we take the bait on it, the more the attention is not on why aren't we testing? Why aren't we testing large asymptomatic populations to figure out how many people who have no symptoms are potentially super spreaders of the disease, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I don't even want to spend a lot of time here. I think, the couple minutes I just spent is enough. The Chinese virus stuff is crazy, but the more we feed into it and talk about it, the less we're talking about the more important stuff. So we're going to try to stay away from that topic. We've got a full program for you today. Make sure you're following me on Twitter at @dpakman. Much more coming right up.